What's up guys? Zach here, and tonight we're here on a Friday night, college football season. We're getting ready for game day tomorrow. We got a couple nice 5-pound Boston butts that we're gonna be cooking on the pit balls tonight. We're gonna start them off. It's currently midnight, on the dot pretty much. And we are going to prepare these, put them on the smoker at 225 degrees and go to bed. So we're gonna go through a simple process of how to get them ready, get them on smoke, and we're gonna go to bed. So here we go. All right, so we're gonna start off with 2 Boston butts. We're gonna use coarse kosher salt and coarse ground black pepper to coat all sides evenly. Don't be scared to go heavy with it. These Boston butts have a lot of fat and can handle it. After we get done salting and peppering all the sides, we're gonna move on to the mustard. When you put your mustard on, you want to put on a nice thick coat, not too thick, but you want to make sure that you cover all sides evenly. This comes after salt and pepper. After that, we're going to add on a little bit of the Meat Church Honey Hog Hot Barbecue Seasoning pretty lightly on all sides. And then we'll be moving on to Malcolm Reed's The Barbecue Rub, heavy on all sides. So the next step is to close the pit. Get that temp up to 225 degrees, and then after the Boston butts have sweated for a few minutes, we bring them out, putting on the pit for the rest of the night. All right, so we're out here at the pit, and what I had to do is I hit a very good learning experience for anyone that's watching this video and hasn't cooked maybe more than one Boston butt at a time. Is one butt reach temp much faster than the other. It just hit that 205 mark, which means I'm ready to take it out, put it in my pan here, cover it in some foil, let it rest. But the other one stalled at 175 for like several hours. So what I did was I wrapped it in foil, and that's gonna help it get through the stall and get to temp. I usually like to cook my Boston butts without foil because it helps get you that nice bark on the outside a little bit better. But it's still gonna be delicious, and it's gonna help it get to temp a little faster. That way, we got plenty of barbecue sandwiches for game day with my family and friends. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pull the butt that reached temp. So we're gonna close it back up, let the other one keep cooking. So I know this is at temp, but what you're looking for is just a really smooth, buttery sort of press through, and that's what we've got. It's just goes in super easy all the way through. Going to be some really great pulled pork. And so I'm going to rest this for at least an hour before I shred it and make sandwiches with it. The other one is sitting at about 185 degrees, so we still got about 20 degrees on it. Just goes to show you can't always just count on a Boston butt being a Boston butt. You can have 2 Boston butts just like we had here in the same exact smoker, in the same exact temp, for the same exact amount of time, and the internal temp is just different. It can be fat content, it can be hydration level of the meat, it can be a lot of factors, but you just got to be willing to and ready to adapt and create good barbecue. So we will see y'all in a little while when we're shredding this thing, and we'll give it a taste and see how it came out. All right, so the butts are both off of the pit. One took 1 hour-ish more than the other, but one of them has been resting for a full hour now. And so we're gonna go ahead and get that baby onto the cutting board. You can see, still got our other one wrapped in foil, resting. I can't emphasize enough the importance of the rest. This one's been going for about an hour, hour and a half, and what it does is the hotter that internal temp gets in your Boston butt, the more the fat on the inside and the cartilage and all the connective tissue breaks down, which gives you that juicy, tender bite, but it's really hot. And so it's very runny, very viscous, and what you want to do is let it rest, which lets it slowly cool. So all that connective tissue, all that fat is broken down now, but it has been allowed to cool a little bit, thicken back up, and stay in the meat. Whereas if you take it off the pit and just start ripping it to pieces, all of that fat and everything that broke down and got liquid is just gonna run out onto the board, and it's not gonna be in the meat anymore. So it's very important to let it rest. So you can see we've just got a very nice bark here, very beautiful bark. The flavor, you can see, I actually did a little taste test. And we're just going to just give it a little in and pull, and you can see it's exactly what you want. Just super duper juicy, and this is my favorite part, right, chill, the outside meat. Oh, so good. And so this turned out exactly how we wanted it to turn out. It's gonna make some fire barbecue sandwiches. You can really taste that spicy meat church honey hog, and then the sweetness of Malcolm Reed's barbecue rub. I mean, that's just perfectly juicy and moist and tender, just what you want. Everything just kind of falling apart. And that's what happens when you does low and slow, gets it to temp, renders down all that fat, lets it melt down into the meat, and then you let it cool, and then you get perfect barbecue, basically. Is it a nice clean bone? Just a little bit right there, and that's for me. No. No. Just gonna pull all that off of there. And what you're left with on the bottom here is your fat cap. Now, some people don't like the fat cap minced up in the meat. And from what I could, it looked like a pretty thick fat cap whenever I initially unwrapped it. But looking at it now, it all rendered down pretty well. You can see that's your fat cap. Great color, great seasoning. Not much left there, just a lot of flavor. And so my initial plan was to discard the fat cap and feed it to my dog, but that's fantastic. That's so good. Oh my gosh. This is gonna all be barbecue sandwiches. I'm probably gonna keep this off to the side just for myself, put on my sandwich. So what we did, we cooked at 225. We salted, peppered, we mustard, we seasoned, 225 overnight on the Pit Boss vertical. We let rest for about an hour, hour and a half. And here we go. Other butt still resting, still nice and hot. We're gonna tear that one apart later, and we got company about to be here. We're about to watch some good college game day football. It's gonna be a great day. If y'all learned something from this video, if you have any questions, any comments, anything like that, make sure to let me know. Hit the like button for me. If you want to, come subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. That way you know when I drop more content. Perfect. It's so perfect. If you mess up a Boston butt, you only do that once. You figure out what you did wrong. Just gotta watch out for that stall. Remember, they're not all the same. Like we saw with these two, not all the same. It's just fat cap. I gotta get another little chunk of that. Some people think that is not what you want to do with it. All right, thanks so much. We'll see y'all in the next